In this episode, I'm going to give you a secret on how to set goals that you really can achieve to get positive neuro-feedback. If you don't know what that is, stay with me. When you're setting goals, it will dramatically increase the chance that you will achieve those goals. So get ready. I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for more than 5 decades, helping thousands of Americans optimize assets, minimize taxes, and empower their authentic wealth. And as a financial strategist, I also have trained over 5,000 financial advisors on how to dramatically increase their professional practice and earn 10 times more income while simplifying their life. And one of those critical habits is how to set realistic goals you can achieve. So I usually go through an exercise, oftentimes in the month of December, when we start thinking about New Year's resolutions, but it can be any time during the year, any period that you're wanting to set goals, okay? So first of all, we need to understand what a SMART goal is. SMART is an acronym that actually stands for specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant in a time frame. That's a SMART goal. So to start out with, usually I help these professionals identify the biggest barriers, roadblocks, hindrances, dangers that are standing in the way of achieving this vision, this goal that they want to achieve for the next period in their career or their life, okay? Once you understand, so what's in the way? What do I need to eliminate? And so these are worries or concerns that are creating obstacles to your progress. If solutions aren't found to these matters, there could be a serious loss of opportunities. These dangers need to be overcome and eliminated. And so I have collected many. These are some of the most popular dangers that many financial advisors shared with me through the years. And so sometimes when I have a group of advisors that I'm helping to set goals, I will show them this list and I'll say, now, to understand what I'm talking about here, here's a list of some of the biggest dangers, roadblocks, hindrances that many financial advisors have shared with me. Look through this, and if you see some that are sort of relatable to you, then I would recommend you circle, 3, just 3. And then if you don't see any, now you know what I'm talking about, you could write down any others that apply to you. See, the human brain can get around a list of 3, but if you have a list of 10 or 20, it overwhelms you. Your brain gets confused, okay? So 3 dangers you need to eliminate to achieve your vision of a brighter future. Now, next we move to the opportunities, the strategies, the resources. And these represent possibilities for you to make substantial progress in your life that are of utmost importance. Now, the results can't be guaranteed, okay? Therefore, serious decisions, new knowledge, training, specific actions need to be taken to make them come to fruition. So I've collected numerous opportunities for most financial advisors. I have a list of 30 or 40 here. And so again, when I'm doing this exercise with financial advisors, I say, hey, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, here's several examples of opportunities or resources that most financial advisors want to seize. Pick your top 3, okay? Just pick 3. Why? Because if they focus on those 3, the chance that a lot of the others will come to fruition goes up dramatically. If you prioritize the top 3, well, we've got one category left, and so that is, well, you've got to harness the best strengths, okay? The best abilities or greatest strengths. So these are unique abilities, capabilities, advantages that you already possess, but you are probably not fully utilizing. By focusing on these strengths and recognizing their value and importance, you will gain greater confidence, thus attracting more opportunities. Okay. Again, I have collected 60 or 70 of some of the greatest strengths that most financial advisors possess. And so I present these, and to make it simple and quick for a group of advisors that are setting goals, I go look over all of these and pick 3. If 3 of these are your top ones, because we want to simplify and just pick 3. And if you focus on those three, the likelihood that many others will come to fruition goes up dramatically, okay? So thus far, we've identified three dangers, barriers, roadblocks, hindrances that you're going to focus on during the next period to accomplish your goals. You've circled or focused on three opportunities you're going to seize, and then three strengths that you're going to harness. 3, 3, 3. This is the secret. Okay. And once they do that, then they set their goals with those things in mind. And so Dan Sullivan, my strategic coach, a good friend, he created this tool called the 1-year planner. It's not, rocket science. You just take out a sheet of paper. I like to use 11 by 17, but I write down over here 10 goals for the next period or the next year. Now, I recommend that those goals ought to be in 3 dimensions, okay? When I talk about 3 dimensions, this channel is called 3-dimensional wealth. Financial goals, okay? Foundational goals, your health, your values, your family, okay? Your time, your talents. And then the intellectual goals would be strategic alliances and the education and the skills you need to develop, okay? So you set goals in all these categories. If I'm talking to a group of insurance agents, they write down, well, I'm going to write 48 IUL cases next year. The average target premium is going to be $10,000, and that's going to be $480,000 in production. So these are like financial goals for their income. But they want to recreate 124 days a year. Yeah. You want to be able to enjoy and recreate with your family, but the word recreate means recreate. You're actually going to work better when you have some recreation days. And then maybe they want to raise their score on my 10-key scorecard, and that could be a goal to enhance their learning. They maybe want to set up their own trust, what I call an equal opportunity trust, so that they walk their talk, what they're telling their clients to do. They ought to have one themselves. They want to protect their assets and have their LLCs and their corporations and what have you. They tell their clients to do that. Well, you better walk your talk and do it yourself. You ought to establish your own family bank. If you don't know what that is, watch search family bank videos on this YouTube channel. But again, you ought to walk your talk and have your own family bank. You ought to have your own IUL laser funds, okay? Because that's what you're recommending people do with their money and to fund their family bank. Well, then you ought to be setting up several of those throughout your lifetime. And then maybe you want to start your own family traditions, family vacations with a purpose, or like our family, great tradition, grandpa's camp every year. And so that's just an example of 10 goals. Well, you write down in the next column, why is that goal so important? You got to have the why. But then you write down, well, what's the first quarter? By the end of the first quarter, what has to be true? How much of that goal have you accomplished? The second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter. And so if your goal is to write 48 IUL cases, yeah, you could say, well, that's 12 a quarter, but maybe the first quarter it's 8, then you move to 10, then you move to 12, then you move to 14, so that you end up writing 48 because it's a progressive, you're growing as you're going, And so that's what happens, but then you write down the actual result to measure. That's part of the SMART goal setting process. Does that make sense? Now, once you have all your goals down, here's a secret I learned. Out of all your initiatives, all your goals, you choose the one smallest change, the least amount of effort, time, energy, money, least amount of effort, that's going to have the greatest impact. Why? It's what my good friend Dr. Robert Cooper taught me. The brain needs positive neuro-feedback, okay? You've got to feel like you're winning the game of life and you're actually accomplishing things. And so if you focus on the one that's going to be the greatest impact but the smallest change, then you will probably accomplish that goal by the end of the first quarter because it's going to be the smallest amount of time, energy, and money. And by the end of March in a calendar year, you're going to have one of your 10 goals you've already checked off. Oh, I've already achieved this. And I would be, I was going to be happy if it took me the whole year to do this. What does that do to your brain? It gives you positive feedback, and now you feel like you can go to the next one and the next one and the next one. It's sort of a way to prioritize your goals, because some goals are going to take the entire year or period to actually implement. They don't happen overnight. Does that make sense? And so we have with our IUL Insiders organization, These are for insurance agents that want to learn how to take their practice to a whole new level. We have over 30 thinking tools, because once you have a goal and you begin to prioritize them, then you think through each goal. So I have all these tools. For example, one of my favorite ones is the Project Clarifier I designed. This is one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, front and back. And if your goal is like a project, then you fill out one of these sheets to dramatically increase the chance that that goal will come to fruition, so that everybody understands really clearly. It's clarifying what is it, what has to be true at the end of accomplishing this goal. And then again, if it's your smallest change for the biggest impact, maybe by the end of January, this has to be true. At the end of February, this has to be true. At the end of March, the goal hasn't been achieved. This is true, okay? Now, if it's relationships, it's a strategic alliance or developing a partnership with somebody or reaching out to a certain clientele, then you fill out the engagement filter tool. And you score that opportunity based on 5 criteria. The impact, will it magnify? How much will this magnify your expertise? Will it generate referrals and recommenders? Is it going to leverage your unique ability? Is it going to multiply? Is the sum going to be greater than the whole of the parts? Or is the end result going to be greater because it's multiplying? It's a multiplier relationship, okay? And then you score that opportunity on those 5 criteria. Each criteria you score on a scale of a -1 to a +5. And then pretty soon you add all that up and you'll determine, is this a relationship that I want to seize? Is it one I want to delegate or walk away from or put on the back burner? This is called the engagement filter. If your goal is sort of an issue or a problem that you need to figure out the solution, then I have a tool called the solution formulator, okay? And this is critical thinking and problem solving. You state it, what it is you're trying to tackle, the problem or whatever the project, and then you look at the big picture as the second step. And then first of all, you list the 3 greatest benefits that you'll derive from achieving this. And then you write down the biggest dangers and circle the top 3 barriers, okay? What are the best resources? And you circle the top 3, just like I talked about earlier. And then what are the new opportunities this is going to create? And you circle the top 3. And then you set the goal. When does this have to come to fruition? And on the back, you then write down the action steps. I have over 30 of these thinking tools. If you want to learn how to use these tools and you're a financial professional, for example, I strongly recommend you engage with IUL Insiders. Go to IULinsiders.com. Check out how you can belong and engage so that you can have these tools and set goals that are achievable. If you're not looking at it for your professional practice, you just want to set better goals for you, your kids, and your grandkids, these same tools apply to you. These are the tools we use with our grandkids every single year at Grandpa's Camp. These are tools that most colleges and universities never teach our students. So you can have access to these tools by engaging and subscribing to 3-Dimensional Wealth. So folks, I welcome you to your brighter future. You can learn about these various tools in my book, Entitlement Abolition. You can go to entitlementabolitionbook.com. You can go to laserfund.com. And by contributing a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I'll pay for the book. I'll send out a copy to you, and I'll pay for the book. I require a little bit of skin in the game. And when you do that, there's all kinds of opportunities, but you can search on this channel for all kinds of videos. I have nearly 2,000 videos that help you understand how to do what I've been talking about. So set goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant in a time frame, and watch what happens using the formula I've disclosed here.